afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're tuning in. Welcome back. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm a little bit in an early Saturday mood, but yet we have some things to do, and I'm on the road today. But I hope that everyone has having a good weekend. Um, I wanted to share with you some thoughts about the sad reality of the liberal mainstream influence on men and women and how it's consistently destroying us as a society, and how slowly but surely it emasculates men and makes them unqualified to start a family, unqualified to even simply be in a relationship. And it is really insane. I had a conversations with some of my ladies, some of my friends, and it appears to me that in some ways women are becoming more driven than men. Um, and I will tell you what I mean. In this new economy, in this new world, when we have internet, we have all these things. If only you have drive, if only you have desire to learn, you can literally make income sitting on your butt at home. You can literally be a stay-at-home mom and have a whole business, or at least, having, I call it a project, an entrepreneurial project that takes care of you, and you can make income even while being a mother, or even stay-at-home mom, if you plan your time correctly and if you're willing to learn. And on the other hand, we have men that they're that are not taught right. Well, first of all, men that are too lazy to look for the opportunities, they use internet to play video games, use internet to scroll, use internet for the hot photos of women, use internet for internet dating, but don't use internet for growth. Don't use internet to think, maybe I love my profession, I want to stay in it, but I wonder if I can do some side income. I can tell you right now that every single person is capable of making a uh, substantial side income, or even turn this in your real income, but you need to have the drive and you need to have a desire. Now, why would you have a drive and desire if the mainstream media is teaching you, the liberal mindset teaching you that men and women are equal, and so you look at a woman that she's going to be your helpmate. So why to try, why try to grow? Why try to learn skills? Why think about how you can have a prosperous life? And if you invite a woman in your life, you can provide for her children, you can provide, I mean, for your children together, for your future, you can see the world, you can do so many things. So why think about all this, when you simply can find excuses and say that your profession doesn't pay enough, and you basically counting on a woman to come in your life so she can be your helpmate. If you live together, you're planning to you planning to split the rent or split the mortgage. So basically, let's say you pay $2,000. Now if you have a woman, you will pay 1,000, and then you will split all the other expenses. And so this, you will let your manhood go, but you will enter your liberal era, your liberal time, where you say that you believe that everybody is equal, but you surely know that's is not true. um and it's really so incredible to see how this brainwashing and this propaganda, I guess, um, encourages men to step into their weakness. When I was coaching men very actively for my Ukrainian American relationship channel, I mean, it's this channel, but that was my main thing. I've only talked about that. I could tell that half of the men were simply not ready to be with a Slavic woman because They didn't have the drive, they didn't have the guts, they didn't have the ambition, and they didn't take pride in being a provider. And um, it's very hard for a woman to respect a man when she has more drive than he does. I'm telling you this. Don't ask me how I know. It's very difficult. It's next to impossible for a woman to respect a man, and as a result of that, to love a man who has less ambition. I'm not even saying less money. I'm saying less ambition. You know, sometimes if you are an entrepreneurial person, you always have some ideas in your mind, and some of your projects are going up, some of your projects are going down. But the things about being an entrepreneur, it makes you this, you have this mindset that, you know, everything is in your hands, and you can learn better, you can try, you know, 100 more times, and it's kind of exciting. It's a little bit of a game. But I've noticed, and tell me if you think that I'm wrong, but I noticed that a lot more women have this flexibility and adjustment and studying and learning how to use now online, online market, online opportunity to have extra, extra funds, extra possibilities for themselves, their family, but also for personal growth. You know, it's very fun to be able to um, create things. But when you are told, and you know, some women, I want to say this, some women do not want to leave their men because they are not doing too well financially or don't have ambition. I think that ambition is the number one reason, ambition and desire. And I understand that you don't want to break family, you want to be together, and they start learning. And instead of spending hours on video games, you know, as adult, uh, s- it's such a big problem for many men. They just trying to take the pressure off or whatever it is. And it's one thing when you do it for recreation here and there, but I think a lot of people use it as alcohol. And you know, when nobody, when there is, you have no accountability, when there is nobody to check, I think that is the main thing. Because if our society had rules that men, for example, must do this and must do that, it's used to have these rules maybe in, you know, 40s and 50s and 60s. But of course we are now living in a time when not only we don't have these rules, well, we assume a good character of somebody when they take care of things, but now the whole liberal agenda works to convince men that, oh yeah, you know, you can be whatever, you can even be a woman if you feel like it, you know. You can even be a woman if you feel like it. Just put a dress and now you are a woman, and we're gonna applaud to you and call you woman of the year. Yeah, you know, I hopped on this one channel just I don't know, a couple days ago, and there was a guy, he was teaching men how to get I can't, how to get Valentine's gift from his from from the woman. I don't know what shade of lip gloss he uses, but you know, maybe she can give him a lip gloss. But yeah, I mean, it was a grown man teaching as a man on his channel how to he wasn't teaching men how to open couple more streams of income and use your knowledge, use your expertise to you know, make some impact on the world and provide for his family. He was teaching him how to how to trick a woman in in buying, I can't even say it, I'm sorry, in getting him gifts. I mean, I don't know, I just, this is just so gay. I just can't, I can't even. But yeah, I just wanna say that I think for a man, especially young man, but you know, whatever age you find yourself in, it's so important to first fix your financial status, fix your mind first. and fix your um, and work on your financial status before you even engage in a relationship. A lot of relationships break and don't even have a chance to blossom because you put your frustration on a woman as a man. You're not, maybe you don't like your job, maybe your job is not paying you enough. I don't know, many reasons, but we do take frustration on the people that are closest to us. And from one side, you infatuated, you tell her that you love her and that you're ready to do anything, and you're ready to move the mountains, but you're not. You're not ready. You just are under the influence of the drug in your mind. The drug is infatuation, the hormonal intoxicating cocktail. But you know what? It's the interesting thing that that tends to wear off, and the woman believed you that you are after a while she really starts to believe you that you do love her, that you ready to create a family with her, because a woman of substance, she looks at men as their quality, not she's not trying to um, give a chance to every man that comes in her surrounding. So you let her feel like that you're in love, but the thing is you can't even take often of your basic needs. She wants to give you a chance because she believes that your moment of excitement, but then guess what happens, you that wears off, and she believed that going to be the one that you will be able to provide her at least decent conditions, at least take care. But it turns out that no, actually you have not built a foundation for it. So then you blame her for her desires. You blame her that she wants too much, she spends too much, she's not financially literate, or things like that. And yeah, you're blaming her. Then you hop on internet. I'm not saying you, but people people in this internet era, people, men hop on the internet and making channels and call women gold diggers and call women all kinds of things under the sun, when they instead of actually creating a business or changing their career, they blame women for being materialistic, when women were meant to look out for themselves because they possibly will bring a little ones. And when woman in that position, she is vulnerable, she cannot take care of anything serious while she's in a vulnerable stage of becoming a mother or being a young mother. Even in a wild nature, a woman, not a woman, but for example, a bird, you know, checks out nests before she decides to, stay in one, right? And the strongest male gets the female, not the one that told her the most compliments, or the one who kills the most, the one who brings the most prey home, it's still the same. And I think that our decline of society is so obvious for so many reasons, because with men counting on women to help them with financial things, and also they tell you, oh yeah, these jobs, they complain to you, they do all this. It's we it really takes, so if women take on the masculine role, she really loses her allure. One of the reasons men are addicted to all these sites, OnlyFans, Schmonlyfans, I don't know, all that stuff, because some of them are not necessarily sex addicts. Some men, they want to have some mystery. They want to have they don't want to see a woman that was working for 9 hours and she came home and she looks like a man, because she doesn't have time to do makeup or hair. She doesn't have time to even think about it. Uh, she doesn't flirt because she is full of cortisol and adrenaline and stress, and she's not she's not going to be this woman of mystery in a seductive lingerie, walking around house at night. She will be thinking how not to kill somebody because she's exhausted, and she still have things to take care of, especially if you have children and so on. So I just think that it's incredible how one thing can ruin the whole system, how one change can ruin the whole system um, in society. It really is devastating, and the saddest thing that it's getting normalized. It's getting normalized. Oh, it's a hard economy. We need two incomes. Oh yeah, they don't pay that much. Oh yeah, women. Once you're married, you don't need to do your nails. You don't need to do your makeup. Like, well, it's expensive. I've heard women saying this instead of buying themselves like a new dress or something nice. They're like, yeah, I don't buy for myself anymore anything. I have a child. I think that things these things are so connected, these dynamics are so connected, and when these elements start to go wrong, everything goes wrong, because men still craving feminine, beautiful women. So very often it's not uncommon when a man lives with a woman who takes care of him, he is using his time to hit other women where he can look like a hero in their eyes, and he can get his masculinity back for an hour and feel like a man because he's having an affair with a woman that is not the one that's taking care of him. So I don't know if you ever seen that dynamic. I've seen that because, thank God, not in my personal experience, because I I can do a lot of things, but um, taking care of a man child is not one of them, unless it's actual child under 18. Yes, but yeah, I want to know what you think about that. I really think that, when a man gets something easy that he didn't have to work for and he doesn't have to continue working for, it looks like it's easy, but it's end up hurting him in the end. He never reaches his potential. He's becoming weak, vulnerable, emotional, and he's in some ways do not can have hard times respecting his own self. And I think that is a big problem. And then you have all these addictions is just an escape, escape of reality. And I think when you know a lot is expected from you, you put hard work, but the way you feel about yourself in the end, it makes life worth living. When you're a man that you can say that, your life makes a difference. You are a leader at your workplace. You are a protector and provider at home. You wake up feeling good about yourself, rather than, I had a acquaintance, not really a friend, acquaintance. We were not close because we were very different, but her husband, she was also from, post USSR. She was home with two small kids, and after some time her husband told her that if she doesn't find a job, he will divorce her because family needs two incomes. Which, any other Slavic woman would say, well, great, I'll pack you a lunch for your second shift. But again, he was definitely into liberal mindset. He thought he needs help from a wife that's already taking care of two children, and it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. So I think that people in a relationship, they do exchange a lot of things, and it's exchange of energy. It's exchange of of effort, but it's just different. It's different. And um, when you don't have those examples, the society just falls apart. But I'm starting to see, and I don't know. Okay, I think that prosperity is good, but I'm starting to see and observe, and um, I think women maybe have a subconscious program that they cannot fail. You know, you cannot fail. You It's not an option. So sometimes in a marriage or relationship, a lot of people have children without marriage. So men just decide, oh, like, you know what, that's not for me, and they walk away. Women are less likely to walk away. I don't know personally. I mean, it does happen sometimes, but it must be a very screwed up woman to do that. In general, women, it's not an option to leave your child. So I think it could be that subconscious program, but that should be left for a very survival, for that should be left for like a very survival situation, you know, when it's life and death. You know, it shouldn't be when men just drop the ball. And I see this so much. I don't know what it is, but instead of looking for opportunities, a lot of men want to cut the cost, um cut the cost, oh, you don't need this, you don't need that. I just think that it's a it's okay. So, sometimes you have some common goals, and as a family you decide, okay, yes, maybe next 6 months we are going to be investing. That is different. Or maybe we are going to be saving for this and investing and learning. But when a man just want to cut costs on you because he doesn't have a drive to work, because he doesn't have a drive to produce, drive to create something, that is very devastating. And the thing is, that's the very man that told you that you're the best thing he ever met. You are the woman of his dreams. You are everything under the sun. He can't wait to be with you. And then it turns out um, he can't and don't want. Not only he can't, but doesn't feel like providing the bare minimum. So that's why women absolutely have to uh, only consider men who can prove it. Your feelings are great, but that's why women are so-called materialistic, because they absolutely have to prove. In the generations prior, there would be women's families that will check, okay, is this guy just blah blah blah, or does he have a proven record? That is he respected by other men? Is he a leader at his work? Does he have, just in general, good record? Is he respected at work, and is he taking care of his family? So a woman doesn't just get smitten by his compliments, by his gifts, even sometimes by his courtship, but she knows that it's a solid person. It used to be in very conservative society, the man needs to pass a check with other with other men, and only then he is allowed to start the family. But in our modern society, so often uh, men losing even more drive when they find in a woman, and they think, you know what, I'm gonna, she's gonna help me out, we can split now things in two. I think it's most emasculating thing a man can do. And I understand that everybody has circumstances, but you can always see the drive. When the man has a drive, he will find a way. When a man really wants something, he does find a way. So, in my consulting years, and still, when younger men reach out to me and they try to do something, I usually advise them to not even bother with this, and not even, hire me for to help them before they have somewhat of a stable base. There is no reason to pull somebody out of their country, out of their state, when you yourself don't have the means to um, live on, when you don't have a stable foundation. Yes, it doesn't mean that uh, you cannot be getting to know somebody, but your focus should be on building yourself and not hoping that the woman of your dreams will will do half of work for you. It seemed to be so simple, but people wonder why everything breaks, nothing lasting. Men excuse me, men promise so much in the beginning, just out of their hormonal splash, whatever they have, like excitement. But then when you don't have a foundation and you don't put your focus to things and you don't see how much opportunity you have, and you tell, well, these are different times, marriage is a luxury nowadays. um when nowadays we also have opportunities that we never had before. Like, I'm talking to you right now on my phone. I don't know where you're watching from, but 15 years ago I could not do that. And I was able to connect with so many men, and I would only help the men who were for real, serious, and ready. A lot of men who I talked to who were like under 30 years old, in their 20s, struggling. Yes, you can go out, you can go dancing, you can go to some, I don't know, places to have fun, but uh, it really boosts your confidence when you put some focus and and build a foundation. It's harder to build a foundation when you already have a responsibility over wife and children. So that's why it's better to do it when you're on your own, because you don't you when you on your own, you have extreme power as a young man, because you don't have responsibilities. You only need to take care of yourself, and men can be pretty humble. um Men could be pretty humble. They don't need makeup. They don't need fancy clothes and things like this. Yes, you have your expenses, but it's a beauty of when you are young, like let's say you're in your 20s, you have the world is your oyster, and you can grind and focus and build something that then you can be with a woman you truly want. And on Valentine's Day, you don't have to force yourself. Oh, I need to do something, or she's gonna be a scandal. Oh, I guess, I might as well. No, you can't wait. You don't need Valentine's Day to show the love to a woman that you really want. Because another problem I see in America, it's another video, but I'm gonna say is that most men, not maybe most, but many, don't really marry to the women they truly want. They only married or in a relationship with a woman that they not excited about, but better than nothing, kind like might as well. But when you have confidence and when you build a foundation, when you are on top of your game, you have options, and that is a beautiful thing. You have options, and you have vision, you have plans, you have everything you need, and you can do it. When you try to do it with a family, it's a whole different ball game, and this is where extra stress, and you counting on your woman to take care of your dad or your problems, and that's one of the reasons why things don't look like fairy tale. I had a client who um actually, no, he did not become my client, because we only had one meeting, and he told me he was trying to obtain a beautiful Slavic woman, but he told me the amount of debt he's in, and he wanted her to come and get like any kind of job so she can I don't know so she can pay off his debt, basically. Yeah, he told me, well, it doesn't matter where money are going, she might as well work and pay my debt. Yeah, let me just tell you, that didn't age well. Hi everybody. Alex. Men need to avoid pain, hardship, negative adversities, and competition. Actually, that's the things that men need the most. Men need to feel pain, to experience hardships, to have adversaries or adversities and competition. That's what makes men a man. I don't know if you're straight or not. Uh, Not sure. Don't want to assume, but that's exactly what liberal men are trying to do. They trying to avoid everything, color their hair green, and call it a day. But that's why they're so miserable and they're crying on cameras. You know. But what Alex just said. But what Alex just said is again the complete opposite. The complete opposite what makes a man. I have I like seeing very young men doing things and doing hard things, doing martial arts, building character. If you have a child, a son especially, uh, bring it to martial arts, to where they build their spirit, their mind, so they don't write stuff like that. Real men with testosterone, they like pain, they like competition, they grow through hardships. But they say, what do they say? If you start, it was a beautiful phrase about it. When you have have a easy, when you make easy choices, you have a hard life. When you have hard choices, when you make hard choices, you end up having easy life later. Something like that. Please correct me if I'm a bit off. How many women are jailed in marriage? What do you mean by that? What do you mean exactly by that? I don't know what you mean by that. Some women are slaving in a marriage because their husbands are not um, doing what they're supposed to do. Some women are don't have themselves anymore when they get married because they just married a problem. We had this joke in Ukraine about husband. Husband is a man that helps you to solve problems that you wouldn't have if you wouldn't marry him, that you wouldn't have otherwise, right? My nose is itching. It in Ukraine it means that I'm gonna be drinking, but it's not really true. Hi, hello, Veronica. As a man, they should be focusing on being the best man they can be, getting his finances in order, and know the laws. Be prepared for marriage to a woman for life. Yes, I mean you have to be prepared. There is a lot of men, they spend time chasing women. Looking at these channels. Trying to get a woman, get you a Valentine gift. I just can't. Trying to make a woman get you a Valentine gift instead of focusing on building themselves. What about duties of the women? Well, this topic is not about duties of the women. You should come when I talk about it. But duties of the women are pretty obvious, I think. Liberal media is trying to convince you that men can get pregnant, but I'm here to tell you that men cannot, sadly. So a woman can literally make another one of you if she decides to, if God allows. She can literally create another one of you. And that comes at the cost of your house. It comes at cost of your of everything that you can imagine. Time, house, it's the hardest work. The problem in American society is that people don't raise their children anymore in the way they should be. Women are forced to drop their babies, they're 3 months old, into daycare, so they can go and bring half of a paycheck for a man that is worrying about her duties instead of being relaxed at home with a baby, because that's your future, that's your continuation, that's truly is miracle when you have a child. Like, to my opinion, and not just to my opinion, it's a miracle when you can create. Think about the power of creating a whole another human. It's sometimes, I'm kind of getting used to this idea, but when these things happen to you, you just can't put it together. You can't believe you literally have another human being. It truly is a miracle. And a woman should not be forced dropping that 3 months old, 2 months old, 5 months old in some other person they don't know hands. When a man is worrying about, oh, they don't pay much in my profession, or he has all the time. I literally I have friends, and unfortunately I have one friend, her husband, like, I don't even know what is the point of him, because he lives in his computer, he's addicted to video games. And I mean, he is there, but he's not. And I just think it's you know every um we see woman, a woman should see man as a leader, but when he is not, she has to step up, because you can see that, and live normally, right? You can't see. It's just, yeah, it's a decline, my friends. But of course not everybody is like this, thank goodness. I'm just telling you about this dynamic. It looks so innocent, when somebody tells you, yeah, you know what, but um we can both do this. And some women want to work, some women have ambitions, some women want to have a business. I'm not saying that a woman should be a, a domestic helper. What I'm telling you guys, that all these beautifully painted things lead to a big mess that we have right now, because as I just said, children are barely raised right now. The iPads are raising children, the video games are raising children. I had so much conflict in my family about those them video games. I had to fight for to uh not see the emotional intelligence, the creativity, and all of that of the child just be completely dissolved by this escapism. I call it digital autism. If you have a dad or husband who's sitting on a computer, he's digitally autistic. And then you have a child, so it's just this laziness is really this laziness is really killing our society. And when you have a purpose, when you don't think that your wife going to be helping you, and um, so you pretend that you're a man in your family, but you're only half, because she does the other half, plus the childcare, plus the food, plus the female labor, that is commonly is a female labor. Yeah, I mean, this is what we have. We got what we got. That's why an average, I don't like to say it, but that's why we have such a decline of masculinity here. Tell me that I'm wrong. And of course, women like, okay, fine, I'll do it myself. Because if you're with a man who's taking it from you, and who's taking your energy, who's taking his frustration from work, from that he doesn't have enough, that he doesn't, if he also have the nerve to take his frustration on you, it's easier to not deal with that. It's easier. I cannot imagine being with somebody who's just there to destroy you, was so was with this. So it's kind of like uh you escape, you just escape reality. So you're present, but you're not there, because your frustrations that you didn't go in life where you wanted to, you escape in your virtual world, and physically you're there, but mentally you're not. I mean, who needs that? Nobody. Thank you, Davis Kelly. I appreciate it. Yeah, but actually, I don't want it to be so negative. I wanted to end with that actually we are living in a time where if you do have the right mindset, you can do very well. Instead of saying to a woman, "Oh, I have a regular job. I can't afford this. I can't afford that," you can actually build a whole empire on the side. That doesn't matter what you do. You can get skills, you can hire a coach, you can always create an extra income, whether you have a full-time job or not, whether you're entrepreneurial or not. You can always do that. But you need to have a drive for it, and you need to understand that that's your responsibility, you know. Um when you don't fully understand that's your responsibility, and that's not only responsibility, but I think it's so satisfying to know that you can do um you can create an incredible life. So I don't think it's only the question of, oh, that's my responsibility. I think it's the most satisfying thing in the world. um yes, Casey, I'm very glad that we have officially two genders. It's a whole another ball game. But yes, I think we should step away from mental illness, and there is two genders in the nature, and I'm glad that we are back to common sense law right now. All right, my dear friends, I want to send you all a warm hug. You know that I'm not my channel is not about hating men. I just feel that men can do a lot better. uh, and the point of this video is that before you tell a woman that you love her, you can't live without her, she's the best thing and all of that, you know that you're going to break this relationship. It's going to fall apart if you're not prepared. So if you are not striving for her, if you're not putting that energy so you can create something, because a man should be ready to take those steps and have a vision for the future. There is no reason to tell stories and tell her how beautiful she is and how blah blah blah. Oh my gosh, you can write a Lev Tolstoy War and Peace on the amount of compliments and bullshit. I'm sorry, men tell you, but when it comes to business, when it comes to business, turns out there is nothing ready, nothing planned, and this all was just a balloon, an air balloon, a house of cards. I'm not maybe most, but many relationships fall apart because at first, you're with this man, he's so excited about you, he's um, puts on a show, but then when reality kicks in, you get in the dose of stress, and he's blaming you for being expensive, for wanting too much, when life is full of opportunities, and uh, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to take a stress of not being able to follow your main instinct on a woman. You really can't. And the thing is, I'm just gonna say this, in this modern time you have no excuse. If a woman who is sitting, who is at home, a stay-at-home mom with a child, with a small baby, can have a business, you have no excuse. And don't believe men with green hair. Just look at them. Don't believe men with green hair. Believe women in a white fur coats instead. All right, guys. I am sometimes so on the weekend. I think I can go live sometimes in the morning like this. I think it aligns with my plans, and yeah, like 11, 10, 11, 12. Yes, believe women in the fur coats. Don't believe all women. No, just believe women in the pretty fur coats. By the way, I have a fur coat business. If you didn't know, I'm gonna post all my links under my video, and yes, reach out to me when if you have some thoughts about it. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you think there is no opportunity and you are oppressed and suppressed in your life. Let me know, and I'll dismantle it in about 7 seconds or less. Maybe you think you're underprivileged. I dismantle that in 3 seconds. But I just think it's kind of lame to live your life and never see your full potential as a man. Now, talking very serious, I think it's the lamest thing in the world to live your life and never see your full potential, never know what you were capable of, what you were meant to do, what you were capable of, because you counted on a woman to do half of work for you. So you never exceeded, you never seen your own growth, you never pushed yourself. Like I am pretty ambitious for a woman, but lately I've been enjoying my more feminine state, and I can sometimes receive more in my feminine state. But if I was a man, I would be grinding, because I had times in my life when I was grinding, and it's very, it's even fun. It's it was even fun for me. Are you talking about Kevin Samuel's crowd? No, I don't really know his crowd. He made it like all this high value men follow him, but when they would get on a call, they could not put two words together sometimes. So I'm talking about men that believe that in liberal values, that believes that everything is equal, and uh you know they're partners with women, that they are 50-50 partners. We're gonna be 50-50 partners when men will be able to give birth. How about that? If men can get pregnant, I'll go 50-50. All right, my dear friends, I'll see you very soon. Have a most amazing weekend. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you'd like to support my channel, please subscribe, put a like, put a comment. I would really, really appreciate that. All right. I'll see you very soon, and have an amazing time. Don't get pregnant, please.